Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Roxy, back with another video. So today I wanted to talk about my booking site and elaborate on the services that I provide. I do apologize if you hear the jingling in the background. That is my cat. He has no chill, so please forgive me for that. But today we will be pretty much discussing tips versus forms. So as you may or may not already know, I am a licensed cosmetologist that specializes in nail artistry. So I have a diehard passion in doing nails, meaning I love everything nails. I haven't necessarily touched on everything particularly, but for the most part, I love it. This should show you enough. Now, these are 100% sculptured, whatever you want to say, created by form. This is not a tip. You can create this look with a tip, but I did not today. And that's pretty much like the purpose of this video, is to really just kind of elaborate on the different options available, as well as what it is that I personally offer. So with my booking site, it is pretty straightforward, or at least so for I thought it was. Basically, all you have to do is click either the link in my Instagram bio and or nailsbyroxe.as.me. Now, they both lead to my booking site, but nailsbyroxe.as.me is the direct link to my booking site. Now, moving right along. When it comes to selecting your particular type of nails, the way that my booking site breaks down is it pretty much breaks down into a bunch of different parts. You have your acrylic with plastic tips, acrylic with forms, sculptured nails, classes, maintenance, manicures, pedicures, skincare, and waxing. That is a direct breakdown of everything that I offer. Now, to elaborate, which is why I make it very clear for you guys to pay attention and read, it explains in full detail what each service provides. Now, self-explanatory, or at least so far I thought it was, acrylic with plastic tips. These guys, meaning you will get a full set. All 10 will be included. The length that is included is the length of the tips. You can do the traditional standard stiletto, or you can do the traditional standard square. I also have the extendos. Now, these tips here, let's see if I have one that's out. Here we go. And this is the extendo tip. Now, a lot of the girls who get their nails done today are using these tips. Reason being, because these tips are straight. They don't have much of a curvature to them. And that's totally fine. A lot of what you have to remember in nails is that it's solely preference based. If you prefer this image, if you prefer this method, then so be it. But it's not a right or wrong way. It's your preference. Say it with me. Preference. As well as cost efficiency. If you can afford it, therefore you can get it. So just want to make that clear that, yeah. But and I also, before I forget, have the curve tips, and those are the ones that nice little curve thing or what have you. But these are what I offer. You can use tips and the extendo, that's included, or you can use a form. These are the two different categories: acrylic with plastic tips, acrylic with forms. That is as simple as it gets. Now, if you don't know what you prefer, that is where you book with trial and error. Obviously, you know what a plastic tip is, because I'm sure that's what you've only been getting since you've been getting your nails done, if it hasn't been specified to you. Now, I know the forms have become more of a newer trend, but it is not. Forms have been around for decades. Literally, when I went to state board to get my license as a cosmetologist, I had to use a form. And let me just tell you, it was not as pretty as these. They just wanted to know if I understood the basics of how to apply a fingernail. And that was as far as I got with that. Fast forward to the point where we are here now, which is why I provide both of them, because I took the time out of my career to master it. Now, some people get to the point where they're like, yeah, nail forms aren't my thing. Not finna do it. It takes a long time. It does. And it also takes skill. You have to have your acrylic to monomer ratio down pat. You gotta know it. If not, your acrylic will be running like a stripper from her hood nigga. You feel me? That's how that go. But furthermore, that's how that process is processed. Now, outside of that, breaking down what all I offer, and it's very self-explanatory. Shorties, basic full set, ombre full set, glass nails, unlimited full glam with nail art, and unlimited full glam with bling. Now, please be mindful that the price difference varies on what you prefer. If you prefer a tip, it will be cheaper than a form. Why is that? Because a tip is not as hard as a form. Literally, half of the foundation is already there. This bad boy here, I literally have to create something from nothing. Also, too, depending on your nail bed would determine how your nails sit with tips versus forms. Now, if you're the individual where your nails go up, like naturally your nails kind of dip and then come up, tips might not work for you. You might not like it so much. You might not be pleased with the end result, which is why knowing that you have another option, forms being that option. If you have any other type of nails out there, being where your matrix of your nail allows your nails to kind of sit up a little bit where they're raised. Tips might not sit flush on them, meaning your corners pop up. So therefore you want it to be like flush sidewall to sidewall. That is where forms come in. They are here and they are available. You just have to learn what it is that you do. But furthermore, I just wanted to physically show you guys the two options that I offer. I hope that was pretty straightforward for you guys to physically see what I mean between the two, understanding that you're creating something from nothing versus creating something from a pre-made foundation. Also, it's already more than likely pre-shaped. The shape that you ladies love today is that like really nice narrow coffin or a really tapered square or just a natural square. And doing it with tips, you already get the shape. You've pretty much knocked out half of your job. All you have to do is apply the acrylic and then design it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So that's where, really determining what you prefer. Also, too, if you haven't experienced it before, understanding that is how you introduce new things to people. So for me personally, with my clients, what I do is if my client were to break a nail, I would fix it with a form because it's easier for me to put on a form and then build the nail out that's already broken than to try to take off the foundation that's halfway there and then redo the tip all over again and then run the risk of it breaking again. Not trying to do that. So that is why I offer both forms and tips. If there is anything else that you would like for me to elaborate further on, that is where you would use my email address, nailsbyroxe@gmail.com. And that's where you will put all your questions, comments, and concerns. But thank you so much again for spending time with me and letting me explain to you guys what it is that I offer and how it is that I offer it. If you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, please shoot me a DM. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. as well as smashing the follow button on all of my social media platforms, because I'm telling you, you do not want to miss what I have coming up. I have plenty more content in the works, but we got to start somewhere. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in with me, and Roxy is out. Peace.